Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 8th of September. So, looking at the euro dollar, and before I look at the euro dollar, actually, I should look at the news that's due to hit us today. And there's very little out there in real terms. In fact, today, I'm just clicking back on my calendar here. We've got absolutely nothing of any significance aside, I say, of news. Then we go into the political news, and that's what we'll have lots of. So don't worry, there'll be plenty of action going on, I'm sure, talking about Brexit, and the negotiations start properly for this week today. So volatility and uncertainty sure to be there. Looking then at the currencies, the side of the political data, euro, well, sold off again a bit yesterday, closed lower, but didn't make a new low there. It's holding up almost far too well. I'd rather it start breaking down if it's going to break down. It's just at the moment in this sort of, I drew this on yesterday afternoon, and it's not really been attacked again, but it may be approached. But I mean, we're just seeing this area. There is support around this area, but hardly any demand pushing up. If we start seeing it push up, there is a weekly pivot up there, which at some point during the week could be hit. We've got the ECB press conference this week. Perhaps the euro is just going to stay in a trading range. Looking at it on this shorter time frame here, the 60-minute time frame here, and it's the pivots are pretty pinched together this morning. As we just clicking on this, it is based on time range, yeah. So it's the pivots are pinched together. There's a very tight range here, and that comes off yesterday's very tight range. So, well, S2 could be more likely to be hit here, back into the lows if it runs south that way. It looks, obviously it's in trend for that, but we'll see what happens post 8 o'clock. But euro is still looking soft then, but limited downside potentially. The pound got close to its daily 34 there, or its 4 hourly 200 overnight. It's taken a bit of a bounce from that sort of area. Aside, well, it's still in a downward trend. But at the moment, untouched daily pivot above may be a bit of a draw. I was looking at this earlier, whether I had a position short, and I've decided to close it for now. I may look at shorts later on and take them from probably a better position, hopefully. But looking at a daily pivot as a potential, maybe it comes nicely with a 34, but maybe the 50 alternatively. So just waiting patiently to see what the pound does. It may be one of those chop games. Dollar yen. Well, it's continuing to remain in its really tight range. Daily bars have really not get doji we're getting, and well, you can see that's just living out here. So really not getting too much movement from that at all. So not of any interest now. It has rolled over a little bit through the Asian here, and say last hour. Actually, I just hit onto 8 o'clock as I'm talking here, and it's just literally pitch there, but we'll see. It's got the S1 below, but it's really a difficult one for me to be looking at there. Aussie dollar being a bit more interesting. It's seeing a little kicker in the short time frame, but really yesterday doji. But look at the tight old bar on there. You can barely see it. Yesterday's bar range very tight. These are 4 hourly bars here, and that you just see how tight that range was. Has pitched up through last couple of hours, and well, this is one of the more bullish currencies. And if you're looking for pairings, one pair we did like yesterday was the pound Aussie. Funny enough, it was really doing quite well at one stage, but I pitched it a bit late, but it dropped down. It was a difficult one to get into, but it did have a potential trade there, but it has moved down and continued down much more significantly. The Aussie sort of certainly leading the route there. Canadian dollar, it's it's come out a little bit here to dailies again, quite tight ranging, and this is the problem we had this morning. There's sort of another wedge pattern sort of sitting across on the Canadian dollar, There is data tomorrow, I believe, on the Canadian dollar. So we've got the central bank meeting for the Canadian dollar of Canada tomorrow. At the moment, a bit of strength overnight there, or the last couple of hours, we've seen a bit of strength coming back against the US dollar here. It may continue in that path, but not convincing either way at the moment. So difficult to work out some of these. I do, as I say, I will be watching for any decent retracements of the pound, and maybe even looking at it against the Aussie dollar as a play. Okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great day. I'll speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.